Hey, everybody. Are we live? I think we're live. How's it going, buddy?
Great to be here, my man. Great to be here.
I didn't, I got confused by StreamYard, and I didn't even get to play my theme music, man.
Uh-oh.
I was all psyched. I'm finally back with you. I got my theme music. But anyway, dude, great show this morning.
Yeah, it was, man. It was
Really
all that.
I was hanging out in the live chat listening to you. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, we've got something special for you today. You can see up on the screen. This is Frank from PulseWave Trading. I got my main man, Dex.
Yo.
Dex, you made some, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while, but like there's things that we need to tell people, including people in our members of PulseWave Trading right now. So this is really important, and it's going to be very helpful. So here's the thing. We updated our price triggers a few weeks ago, but more than been updated. Like you guys know about the cosmetic changes that we made. The website is looking amazing. You know, everything looking different. But what you may not realize is that Dex has done an enormous overhaul under the hood of the price triggers, and there's things that they're doing now that we haven't even told our members about yet. They're seeing it, they're experiencing it. And that's the cool thing, Dex. Everything we're going to talk about today, we've got a bit of a list. Here, let me get this lady off the screen before we start. We've got a bit of a list of things that we're going to look at that the triggers do. But understand, everything we're talking about is something that just happens automatically. You just use the system, you enter your orders, you manage your stops. The system is doing the rest under the hood, and it all has to do with which triggers that actually come out every night, those reports that we publish.
Yep.
Is that an accurate way to say it? Like everything that we're talking about here, it's not a new skill to learn. It's not anything you have to click on or click off or search or
exactly.
No, this is just the price triggers themselves have become much more powerful and dynamic, and that is the God's honest truth. So
that is a true statement.
Yeah, we're going to look at that now. So let's talk about it. Let me get control of this screen over here. Yeah, by the way, folks, Dex has been talking about it every morning. We have our action packs, and you can trade both crypto and forex starting at just $69 a month. So that's insane.
Oh, you got a good comment, man. Did you see it?
No.
My man Nathan said the website is top notch.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate
it. That's what's up.
Yeah, we've been working really hard on it. It's about to get better, actually. Some of you may notice I'm clean shaven and I have a collar on. You know what that means? New tutorial videos today. Look, I don't take the sweatpants off for anybody. Okay, I got some work to do today. That's why I put a collar on. So thanks, Nathan.
Got to do what you got to do, man. Got to do what you got to do.
So definitely head over to PulseWave Trading, and of course you can get the free membership and actually start experiencing it. Check out our general advice disclosure. Trading's risky, blah blah blah, but it's true. All right, so here's the thing. New features in the price trigger reports and Dex. I'm going to let you do most of the talking, except when I geek out about it. Okay. So with your update, and people have to understand, the price triggers are based on an algorithm. Dex doesn't sit at his desk. That's hard to say. Dex doesn't sit at his desk all day looking at chart. I mean, he does sit at his desk all day looking at charts, but not to come up with the price triggers. The price triggers are built off of the algorithm Dex created over 20 years ago. And that he constantly, you would think he invented it last week, the way he works on it. So he's been constantly updating it for 20 years. And then recently, Dex, you had a real breakthrough. Like, you're always having breakthroughs, but this was like, you were like freaking out. You called me up and said, you've been working on this breakthrough literally the whole time, like the whole thing. So let's talk about it. First off, a couple things that are really obvious. The reports talk to you. And I want to pull up an example of that. And boy, has this trigger been violated, so I don't have to worry about.
And for those of you that missed this morning's pre-market pulse scan, you may want to do yourself a favor and go ahead and peep that after you're done with this one, because I actually go in and do some trading for you, and you get to watch me make thousands of dollars in one morning.
I think that's when I went to when I left, because you were telling me about that. It sounded awesome.
We show you how to pimp these markets, showing you that it is possible, it can be done, and that it is being done every day. Not every day, but every day.
So here's I'm sorry, folks. I'm a little off here. I'm trying to find where all my screens are. My bad. So first off, we said the reports talk to you. So for example, here's the Bitcoin report that you posted last night. And this is for those who've never seen our reports, this is the crypto USD report. It's very simple how you check your reports. We have our dashboard, which anybody could go to pulsewavetrading.com/dashboard right now. In fact, let me put that right in the chat.
All you talk about is the money.
Oh, wait, hold on. you did not just ask me to do this.
What do you talk about? Is the money?
That's right. That's my thing right there.
I don't want to get nuts. Come on.
That's my favorite, Michael Keaton. Dude, I've got so many soundboards now. We're gonna drive people crazy. If people thought I was annoying before, wait until I'm back on air with my soundboard. So
we're gonna have some fun with that one. I can't wait.
So here's our dashboard. Anybody can access this dashboard. But of course, once you click on them, it's going to ask you to log in or upgrade your account. So I'm logged in. I click on this crypto USD report. And this is the one, by the way, the crypto USD report is for anybody with a plus membership or a pro membership. Action pack people have a different crypto report. But this is sort of our big one. Okay. And it comes right into this bar BTC, and you see it automatically pops up on the screen for me. Okay. Now, this report, we started to say our first point of the day was that the report talks to you now. Now, Dex always had indicators on the reports. It would say, oh, this is a -11, this is a +11, this is a +1. And it was really great. It worked really well. But he figured out a way to just tell you what the market is doing. So, for example, we had a secondary crash alert on Bitcoin if an uptrend short-term top could be in place. And so there was no uptrend. The market was downtrending, extreme selling pressure. So what happened this morning, Dex?
Pandemonium. It was Calamity Jane up in the house.
That's what happened with Bitcoin this morning. I'm doing something very risky. I'm going to share my phone screen.
Bitcoin was down $2,000. Right now it's down $1,795, trading at the 6,000 handle that I've been talking about for a minute now. Everybody thought I was bugging when it was like, can it really go to 6? I said, well, that's what the market is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
Yep. So I want to show this on my screen here. I can't. I'm getting distracted by it. All right. So very cool thing. So the report itself is talking to you. And then the only other thing that you really need to use the reports is the buy trigger and stop loss, or if you're going short, the sell trigger and short stop loss. And of course, you can use both of them. By the way, this Dex and I some of you know last night, it's embarrassing. I posted in the room. I said, hey, everybody, there's a problem with the reports. Dex is checking on it. And I was at the time chatting with Dex. And I'm like, Dex, these things aren't lining up. This is off. And he's like, no, it's not. It's fine. And I'm like, he's blowing me off. He's got to look at this. This thing is totally messed up. I was sure of it, right? And as he likes to do, he surprised me with a new feature. In the past, I used to teach people that your long stop is also your sell trigger. And that was always true. They were always the same. And last night they weren't the same. And I was freaking out because they weren't the same on most reports were very different. And that's part of the dynamics built into the new reports. Your buy trigger may, not always, but may have its own stop loss. And your sell trigger will have a different stop loss. Not always, but sometimes. Like, for example, this time, the short stop actually is the long trigger. But look at that.
And do you know what that means? Does everyone know what that means?
No.
All right. If the price triggers are the same, the system is telling you to do a stop and reverse. If they're not the same, then it's not a stop and reverse. If you get stopped out of your short or stopped out of your long, you're on the sidelines until the next trigger is hit. So it's not a clean stop and reverse. It's only a stop and reverse when the system says so.
And that's a different strategy than we had before. And it actually, when the system triggers that feature, it'll be more effective.
Correct.
Yeah.
It used to be everything was stop and reverse, but not anymore.
Which stop and reverse can really you know, there are times when that can really be a, you know, a groaner.
Yeah, it can be
Stop,
devastation.
reverse, and then reverse again, and oh, that's such a
Yeah,
pain.
and choppy markets, it would murder you, but
Yeah.
not anymore.
Wow, it's powerful. Okay, so that's the first feature. The reports talk to you, and I've already been I already started this one. Dynamic stops are now built into it. So we just talked about it, but Dex, any other thing? So that's a powerful thing. Instead of stop and reverse, we have, you know, real stops in there per trigger, which is very powerful.
And they move constantly with the market to ebb and flow with the market.
Yep.
So your risk will always be fluctuating based on the market volatility. So when volatility is high, it may be wide, it may be narrow. When volatility is low, it may be wide, it may be narrow. It just depends on what the algos are picking up. Like for this morning, like today, I tightened up my stop. I didn't pop my way through it because today was a special market.
Profit taking.
Right. I was showing you how you will never go broke taking profits. You always hear me say that. And you're always going to leave some type of money on the table. You've heard me say that too. And that's okay. As long as you walk away with that bag. All right. My main thing is to show you how you can get that bag. And when you get the bag, you can go about your merry way. You do not need to sit there and be a slave to your computer screen all day.
Yeah.
But what happened if I get out and then it moves dramatically more in my position? Then it just does. You talk like it ain't no market tomorrow. The markets will be here tomorrow.
Here tomorrow. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just make what you can. Remember, it's take what you can. Give nothing back. Yeah. Take what you can, extract what you can from the market on a daily basis, and don't give anything back to the market.
The minute you get this idea out of your head that you're going to get rich on one trade or one good day or one bad day for the market, you've got to let that go and trade like a grown-up, which is it gains off the table every day. When you're always swinging for the fences, you're going to be like Mel Gibson's brother in Signs.
Wow.
You know that movie? You remember the story of his brother Merrill, played by Joaquin Phoenix? My son calls him Joaquinix. He had the minor league home. This is in the movie. This is not real. His little brother had the minor league home run record, but he also had the minor league strikeout record. So he didn't make it into the major leagues. And that's a great illustration of how to manage your trading psychology. If you are always trying to hit that grand slam with every trade, your stops are going to be too loose. You're never going to take profit. I'm learning that. I used to feel bad when I would set a tight stop and maybe stop out a little prematurely. Now I just feel like, hey, I made money. It can't be that bad. And like maybe there'll be more tomorrow, but we'll make it. So for example, 2 days ago, maybe it was yesterday. I think it was the night before yesterday. I got in that Bitcoin short. In fact, I had missed the trigger because it moved so fast. Yeah, I was telling people the reports are posted and it already had moved, which that happens. But I got in with a limit order, and then I set my stop, and I got stopped out, and I wish I hadn't. I would have really done well on that one. And it was like, oh man, you know, I could have really made a gain on that Bitcoin crashing, because we at PulseWave Trading will teach you how to short Bitcoin, and it's actually very easy to do.
Yes, it is.
I used this report. I grabbed two numbers. I copy pasted. I clicked the button, and I was in the market. Now, here's the end of my story. So yesterday, I stopped out early. This morning, I woke up, I opened up KuCoin on my phone and found a 90% gain. Now, I told people this morning 80%. That was conservative. It was more like 87% when I closed the trade. So, you know, so there's an example. You use the system day in, day out, and you'll hit grand slams. But when you're stressed and always trying to lock in every little penny, you got to take those profits. All right, so dynamic stops. Powerful. The triggers are now dynamic and smart, and I'm gonna bring up the fourth one because these are really related. Strategy shifts based on market conditions automatically. So Dex, you're gonna have to explain that to people. What do we mean when we say they are now dynamic and smart?
Dynamic and smart means that the triggers know which set of algorithms to turn on or turn off based on market conditions. So when the markets are strong and trending, you'll be following more of a trend mechanism. When the markets are consolidated and in a correction mode, you'll be following that mechanism. When the markets are just totally trendless and just chopping around, trading in a wide range, then you'll be trading the loaded triggers. So it knows when to turn on the loaded triggers, when to turn them off. And
where
there's
does a person learn how to turn on these features and trade these things?
well, what I did was, and it took some doing, I must admit. I took all of my famous systems and was able to blend it into one smart, like artificial intelligence feature. So I took my famous soybean system and merged it with my famous cotton system, and voila. Now, for those of you who remember or don't remember,
We're not smart enough to do it. You
all
just
right. Well, those have been following me for a minute. I'm sure you guys remember me talking about the soybean system. The soybean system was basically a day trading feature that allowed me to take a point and a quarter out of the soybean market every day without fail. Like out of 10 trades, 10 for 10. It was like that. It was really, really neat. It was something, it was a sight to see.
Wow.
Then I had the cotton system. You know, those of you who remember the story about the cotton market, that's the market I pretty much got kicked out of. They still use floor traders, not really electronic at the time. And I had the mechanism put together where I knew where the highs and the lows were going to be for the next day in advance. And so I would sell the high and buy the low of the day before the market opened. I would send my orders down to the trading floor.
I don't know. That's insane.
Yeah, and I did that too many times, and they got hip to it, and they would start not filling my orders right away. They would make me wait, and then the market maker would change the high and the low sometime depending on if he would use the same tickets as me. And I think they got hip, and it was like, well, I'm gonna ride his coattails instead of him ride mine. And then it got to a point they said, nah, forget this. We can't allow this. And so they would not even fill me for a long time, way after the market had opened.
That's
so
insane.
the last time I did it, that was back when I was just, working on the trade desk and stuff. But so I didn't do that again for years. I did it the last time I did it again. It was either 2011 or 2012. I did it, and then I waited, and like maybe a week or so, I did it again, and then I think maybe the same people were down and they saw that it was like, oh no, he's back.
Look who's back.
And so they dissed me again. So then I said, okay, I gotta stop. So yeah, and so I don't mess with the cotton and the soybeans anymore because they know me. So anyway,
That's insane.
I went ahead and put those mechanisms together, and that's why the new dynamic and smart price triggers take all that into effect. So you got your loaded triggers back. I brought that back along with the soybean and cotton system. So all that's running together.
Triggers
and
will only be loaded when they should be loaded. It'll be cotton system when it should be cotton system. And this is per trigger.
Correct.
It's not like across the board. And I was kind of making a joke before about how do you learn how to use this. You just use the triggers like I was showing before. You grab those prices, you put them in your order. By the way, you can find on our blog right now, if you go to pulsewavetrading.com and click on PulseWave TV, you can find last week's webinars. I did a 20-minute Bitcoin contract webinar where I showed you how to place the trade that I got 87% on or whatever it was this morning. And then then I did forex right after that. And so it's 20 minutes shows you forex. And the reason I bring those up is almost everything you need to know about how to use our system on a daily basis, I cover in those 20-minute webinars. We have a lot more detailed education once you join, but I think a lot of people, most people could jump in pretty quickly just following the steps that we lay out. So next thing we wanted to say about this, Dex, let's see here. Oh, loaded feature, that we already mentioned that. The loaded feature turns on and off automatically. That's all built in under the hood. So basically, I wanted to stop our main man Kramerica here. He says, I'm still in that BTC short. We had 130% return on investment. That's I didn't mention this. I'm not trading an enormous account, especially the one I'm using for demonstrations and stuff. And it was funny. I thought, wow, I pretty much covered a plus membership with that one trade.
Yes.
Which is, that's a small account too.
And that's a real account. It's not a demo account. It's real money that Frank trades with. What in my live demonstration this morning was a real Thinkorswim account. You saw me pimp these markets with that DXD. I made more money today on that one small trade than some people make in a month on their paycheck. And yes, it can be done. And that's what we're showing you, that we don't just talk it, we walk it. And I show you that it can be done. You can make money with this system. You just have to be diligent and play by the rules.
Absolutely. One other thing that we didn't put in our list, Dex, I want to talk about. We used to post two very, like, it used to hurt my brain. There were so many different indicators on there. And then we had two of them. We had a weekly one and we had a daily one. You've now combined those into one report. Can you talk a little bit about how someone might use, first I want you to talk about the weekly buy resistance and sell support, and then we're going to come back and talk about the momentum trigger. I'd like you to just talk about that a little bit. But
okay,
in addition to our daily buy trigger, so this is the price. Let me just go over this really quickly for people who haven't seen. This is the price where you would enter the market to go long. Of course, these are all violated. Well, this isn't violated because it crashed today. This would be the end. This sell trigger would be the price you go to use to go short. And the stop losses, of course, would just be the stop losses that you enter on your trade. Okay.
Yes.
Which are now dynamic. The rally crash alerts tells you if there's any rally crash alerts and what they mean. The trend momentum, again, tells you the what type of market you're trading. So that could be very helpful. And then now here's two features that I usually don't mention on my quick videos because those are always for beginners, but we can get a little more advanced here. Here you have your weekly buy resistance and your weekly sell support. How and when might someone want to use those? And again, this is an intermediate to advanced feature. If you're new, you could ignore this part for now and come back to it when you're more comfortable. But go ahead, Dex.
All right. So basically, I know we have a lot of long-term investors, value investors, and whatnot. And they don't short the market. They're buy only or long only. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we put in the mechanism for that by blending the weekly and daily tabs into one. So basically on the weekly buy trigger and the weekly sell trigger, those are the only two triggers you need to be concerned with. And you're going to use each one of those as your stop and your entry. So if you're looking to buy something, you're going to use that weekly buy trigger and use the weekly sell trigger as your stop loss. It's just that simple.
Excellent. Excellent. And how about this momentum trigger?
The momentum trigger is our intraday price inflection point that you guys always hear me talk about. Mm-hmm. All right. So what you're doing is you're looking for a violation of that. That'll let you know when the markets are ready to turn and switch directions on you from an intraday basis. And it also gives you the heads up as to when you should be in a position to get filled. So if that intraday price inflection point is hit and you're looking to go long, then it's telling you what's going on, and vice versa for shorts. That's what it is.
Now, it's interesting. Today, it's above any of the other triggers. Well, actually, not above the weekly. So that's interesting how high it is. It's not. It goes all over the place. So
it's dynamic because it's looking at what's happening in the price ladders and what's happening with the bid and the ask and the put call spreads. If there's an option market, it'll look at that too, and it knows where the price action is on any given day.
It's powerful. Mm-hmm. Now we're looking at one. We use the word reports two different ways. We talk about our reports, and these are our reports. But the truth is, these reports represent thousands of reports. So for your action pack, you got 6 crypto USD pairs and 3 forex pairs. That's awesome. If you update to a excuse me, if you update to a plus membership, you get access to our full forex report, which is right here, and you can see how many pairs are on there. It's close to 40. But with forex, you want to trade sort of the main heavy hitters. So that info is there for your use. But Dex, generally, you recommend sticking with the main. There's a main chunk of pairs that you like to look at.
Correct.
Okay, so just giving you examples. So we have our crypto USD and our crypto BTC and our forex. That is what you get with your plus membership, which is a great upgrade from the action pack. And then from there, and this is where it starts to get like ridiculous with how much you get. Our equities report has, I think, 1,300 tradable instruments on it. And that's loading now. That page takes a minute longer to load than the other pages.
And rightfully so.
Because it has an enormous amount of data that it's processing. So this is the equities report, and look at how many pages it has.
That's a lot of pages.
Now, don't let that intimidate you, though, because you could go right into the search and you could type in Apple, and it pops right up. You could go in there and type in, Google, and you'll get Alphabet. So easy to search. But the point being, when we talk about reports, it's not just a Bitcoin report. There's a lot more going on here. Then we also have our Australian equity. We have futures indexes, Australian equities, and the Toronto equities. Oh, look, it's us right on this page. A few seconds. I'm surprised it didn't start blaring it right into the speakers. But anyway, that's about all we wanted to cover, my man. Let's take a couple quick questions, and then you've already been on the air for about 20 hours this morning. So
I know, right?
Brandon here saying he didn't listen to you at one point. Very humble man. Good guy. Oh, look at this. Wow. 45K last year. Thanks to the PulseWave. Wow, Brandon. That is insane. We love hearing that. I mean, that's not a bad yearly salary for some people.
That's what I'm talking about.
With 7 pairs, but went crazy. I think he's saying 7 pairs is how he succeeded. Went crazy, did 54 pairs, lost 45%. Dex warned me that is not a good idea. Thought I was smart, but lost control. Well, Dex told us to start with 3 pairs or most 7 pairs. Wow. Look at this success story. So that I can monitor and study, but once it went wrong, every 50 pairs. Great story.
Yeah, you know what though?
Well done, man.
That's why we made it easy for people to get started with the $69 price. Mm-hmm. You can get started with that. That can get you going, especially if you're new to trading. That's a great place for you to start. And for you more advanced traders out there, more experienced traders, then you might as well just go ahead and jump in and get that pro membership so you can have everything that you need. It's not going to take you guys a year to learn this.
No.
All the hard work and heavy lifting's been done. I already did all of that for you. So all you have to do is just go in and place your trades, put your stops in, man, and that's it.
Yep.
Learn the pop method, which shouldn't take long either. And that's it, man. You don't have to overthink anything. I've already done all the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
like, for real.
I haven't talked much about this because it's not done yet. But we restructured our education. It's all outlined, and I'm working through it right now. It used to be we had you sit down and we had our fast track, and still right now that's what we're using. And that's, if you watched every minute of it, it'd be about 3 hours. We like on the revision of it, I'm decimating that 3 hours. We're going to have a welcome page, and this is going to be up within days. We're going to have a member orientation page where we show you everything we do so fast and so easy. Most of the education now is going to be like how to use your Slack account for chatting, because we've simplified the trading process so much. You don't have to learn how to trade. You just have to learn how to use the system, which is really a different thing. You don't have to become Dex to benefit from and trade like Dex. That's what PulseWave trading is all about. And that's been my mission for the last year, is so that people can do what you do, Dex, without having to be you.
There you go. That's why I created it.
Little time.
And that's real talk. That's why I created it, because I want to help put people in a position where they can be financially independent, or at least have the opportunity to become financially independent. So that's at the end of the day what this is really all about.
That's a journey, and there's a reason we call the action pack and made it so affordable. You got to take the first step on that journey, and that involves making a little investment in yourself, in the tools and resources that you need to get it done, and that always requires taking that step. So, all right, folks. Hey, we've got. If you would head over to, I'm going to grab a link for you guys right now. It's the homepage. What link am I grabbing?
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
You've been burning the candle at both ends too, my man.
You're not kidding, buddy. So head over to PulseWave Trading. We've got a webinar tomorrow. I have to be honest. When we're not 100% sure what we're going to do on the webinar, we post "You Can Trade" webinar.
There you go.
Which means, folks, you don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. At the very least, we're going to show you how to place your first trade using the price triggers. But we might come up with something more specific by tomorrow. But register now. It's always fun. We always have a great time Friday, 11 a.m. And I'll be there. Dex will be there. We'll take your questions as always. And you're going to love it. So just click register. You just give your email. It takes 2 seconds. All right. Hey, man. Thanks for coming on, talking about this. This is something we've been meaning to do for a while. And I think this is going to be a really useful video for people. Because, and you know, I think the people who've been trading the price triggers for the last month or so are already seeing this stuff in real time, but now you know what's going on under the hood. So it's pretty exciting.
It's pretty dope.
All right, man. Great job, Dex, on this. This is amazing what you've done to upgrade the triggers. I mean, it's amazing, man. You've been working on this so long, but the progress that I've seen over the last year on the price triggers, how the price triggers work for crypto. I mean, think of where we were when we first started working on this. Like, man, you've done incredible upgrades. I mean, the crypto crypto reports are ridiculous now. So good. All right, we got to go. All right, thanks, everybody. Oh, thanks, Harold. Yeah, it's actually at AM. I will fix that. I'm definitely not doing a Friday webinar at 11. And that's probably just a typo. It's probably actually correct. The registration will
and
work.
The president right now is speaking to the nation, saying he's going to use emergency powers if he has to backstop the economy. I don't know. Maybe it's going to give everybody a check. Who knows?
I'll take a check.
I would too. Hey, I never say no to a check, man.
I could buy real things with fake money.
Yeah, you can.
Hey, man, you're the best, buddy. All right, folks, we're over and out. Thanks for watching. Dex, you got any parting advice for people?
Yes. Come on over here and get this money, man. Come break bread with us. We work really hard on these reports so that you guys can have an additional income stream, you know, and you can provide for you and your families. I know a lot of folks, man, you know, they won't admit it. Some people have lost jobs or about to lose a job and don't know what they're going to do. The best thing to do is to prepare before all that stuff happens. So that's why we're here, to help as many people as we can while we can. All right. That's all I got.
Excellent. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you folks soon. Dex will be back with his end of day report, and then we'll be back tomorrow. He'll be back on the pre-market pulse scan in the morning, and then at 11 a.m. Thanks, Harold, for showing me that I messed that up. 11 a.m. we'll be live with our webinar as always. So we'll see you folks then. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Peace.